All right, I am very pleased to be here with David Wilkinson from First Step Pregnancy Center in Rutland at their still relatively new location on Williams Street. And for those of you who have not been there yet, it is a fantastic facility, a great space, and I know they'd welcome your visit. You don't
Yes.
have you don't have to be pregnant to show up there.
Men are welcome.
That's right, very good. Well, you've been doing this for a number of years in a number of locations, but how long have you been here at the First Step Pregnancy Center in Rutland?
It'll be 3 years in June, which is kind of amazing to think about because it feels like we just got here, and it also feels like we've been here forever. You know how that goes.
Yeah, exactly. And so glad that you got here in time to kind of get your feet on the ground and get some things established before the pandemic came.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine it's been hard on everybody. I'm sure it's been hard on the center. What's one way in which the pandemic has been uniquely a challenge for First Step?
Well, certainly it's been a challenge in that we did have to close down for several weeks between St. Patrick's Day and Memorial Day last week. We were closed to clients other than being able to put diapers and baby clothes on the front porch for people to pick up, but we weren't able to actually see clients in person. And so that was hard. And I think we're still recovering from that in terms of getting the word out. Yes, we're open and we're ready to see clients, and we're offering ultrasounds, and everything is in place, so we're good to go. But it's still wanting to communicate that with the general public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's this question, but one way in which what's a good thing that's come out of the pandemic for First Step?
Well, I think it really helped us in our faith. I mean, it challenged us in terms of fundraising, especially because people were kind of, the general thought was nonprofits are going to be really suffering. Churches are going to be suffering because people can't show up. Giving's going to be way down. We're expecting to see nonprofits close and all that. And we saw God being really faithful, and we saw God. The churches continue to support us, even though they had to move to totally online services. Many individuals stepped up and gave over and above what they normally give. And so even when we had to cancel events like our banquet and our comedy night, we didn't depend on those for income because God made it up for us in other ways. So that was a great thing and very reassuring to be able to have that peace of mind that we're going to be able to pay our bills and pay our staff. And in fact, since the pandemic, we even added staff. So that's kind of fun.
Wow. Word. Well, one of the ways that we've raised funds for First Step Pregnancy Center for years now is the Baby Bottle Challenge. And we've recently begun, I think since the time you came, it switched to where it begins on Mother's Day and ends on Father's Day. Is that correct?
Right. We're going to do that again this year. Last year, we weren't able to do that because everybody was closed, but we're back to having the baby bottle campaign like we had in years past. So it will start on Mother's Day, and we'll have a video to show about that as well. And then it'll run through Father's Day, so people can collect their cash, their change, their coins, and put it in those physical baby bottles again, like we used to do.
And, for those of us that are still, for a variety of reasons, meeting primarily online, it's going to be a challenge getting the baby bottles.
Right.
But good news is, if you're intent on saving change and raising money for First Step Pregnancy, you don't actually have to have an actual baby bottle in order to do it.
Right. So, you can put your spare change in a Ziploc bag and drop it off at the clinic, or we'll come pick it up. Or you can always give online too. There's always that option that people can give directly online.